We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
1, 2, 3, listen.
It's
there you go, Boo.
beer and orange juice in the morning when you're hungover.
A brass monkey.
How much of this you put in?
He put a good amount.
I mean, you can do like a shot of it. Yeah. These are the kind of moments that we were gonna put on the show like prior, like us just chit chatting before we get ready. But
I'm just keep it with it. It really just opens everything up, doesn't it?
I'm feeling good now.
I'm just gonna take another sip.
But no, we're rolling, so we'll go ahead and get started.
Great.
We've got Molly Burnett in the house.
Hi.
Yeah.
Welcome everyone to the Freddie and Alyssa show.
Oh yeah, we should say that at the beginning.
We should. I'm Alyssa Tabbitt.
Freddie Smith and our wonderful guest and really good friend,
Longtime
Molly
friend.
Burnett.
Woo. Hi.
She's also an Emmy nominated actress. You might have seen her on Days of Our Lives, Queen of the South.
Yes.
And Relationship Status, which she's
Yeah.
actually up for an award this year.
Yes, ma'am.
We'd read her entire resume, but we'd be here all day.
Yeah, she's
I've
been
been in
crushing
LA
it in
for a
life.
long time.
Oh, I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
So you're going
Thank
to the
you.
Emmys, obviously, because you're nominated.
Yeah, I hope so. I think I have to film Queen, so we're trying to figure out if I'm going to be available to go to the award show.
And what's the exact Emmy that you're nominated for?
Supporting actress in a digital drama.
Cool.
Which is super cool that they have this whole digital thing.
World.
I
That's
only
awesome.
did comedy, so I don't know what I'm doing in there.
Because that's
come
on.
on.
Is that the one that's on? Is that the one that's on an app?
Yeah, and my character's like comedic. I don't do anything. I don't cry. I mean, I cry, but for funny
But
reasons.
hey, comedy is hard.
Not because I'm actually.
You gotta laugh to keep from crying,
Exactly.
or the opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's the
Potato.
character like that you play?
Her name is Laura, and she just wants to be loved so bad. And so she's always just getting in. she's on every dating app, and she's like going through therapy this year.
Would she ever date two guys at the same time?
I'm sure she would.
Nice.
Huh.
She just wants to find love, and she keeps looking in all the wrong places. So this season she's in therapy, and she's really working on herself and trying to be a whole person by herself, and it's not working very well.
And is this the second season?
Second and third.
Second and third. Wow.
Yeah, we just shot 2 and 3 in
How many
Utah.
episodes per season?
8? I think 8
Okay.
8 a season, but they're only like 10 minutes long.
And
But
where can you watch it?
Go 90.
Go 90. That's an app.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Verizon Go 90 app, you download it, it's free, and there's they have a lot of really cool shows on there now,
Sweet.
I guess.
And there are a lot of kind of good names attached to this.
Yeah,
right?
no, I mean, Milo Ventimiglia is the executive
Yeah.
producer, so,
Wow.
and he's been with us since he kind of helped get this thing off the
Wow, that's awesome.
going. Yeah, and Celine, who's the amazing writer for season 1. But yeah, no, there's a bunch of really cool people attached just because it was such a fun project.
And now you're nominated for an Emmy. Like,
That's kind of cool.
Good.
It was super cool. Yeah, and the director Susie and the writers got nominated too.
Great.
So that's probably. Oh, my dad wants to FaceTime.
Say what's up, Dad.
Sure. I'll wait. Yeah.
You can say hi to him.
Yeah.
Okay,
go
yeah,
ahead. Say hi, Daddy-O.
That way we have more stuff to put into the show than what we were just talking about. Hey, Dad. Dad,
Black screen.
did you butt down me?
I love how much you guys FaceTime. I feel
All
like
the
every time
time.
I'm with you, you guys are FaceTiming.
When's the last time
actually-
you've been back to Colorado?
What?
When's the last time you've been back to Colorado?
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, last Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow.
So really not.
Yeah.
It's really
Oh,
not.
like 6 months?
It's like,
Feels like a while
4.5
to
months
me.
ago.
I'm
Yeah.
in the longest stretch of my life that I haven't seen my parents, and it's like
Does it feel kind of nice? I'm just kidding. I love Mr. and Mrs.
no. It just kept on like being pushed to
Sure.
like, different things, but I'm gonna go 4th of July. I think
Nice.
be warm in Ohio.
Yeah, that's 4th of July. I feel like it's such a great
Yeah.
time to travel anywhere. It just
Yep.
feels like you're not working and you don't need to be. You don't feel guilty
And
for
remember
not
his
working.
cousin
Yeah.
Cherie? She just had a
Yeah.
baby. Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Little
Yeah.
Congratulations!
Yeah.
About a month ago now, or 3
No
weeks.
kidding.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm gonna go and do that. I've never gone to Ohio in the summer, so
Ooh.
we'll have to check that out. He's talking about Geneva on the lake. Sounds pretty.
It's really
intense.
cool. It's just like bars and like
Yeah,
putt
just
and
lake-
golf carts and or not golf
That's
carts.
middle America shit.
Go-karts.
Lake
Yeah,
shit.
totally.
Lake shit.
Lake
yeah.
shit. Beers and inner tubes and fucking
Absolutely.
lake shit.
And
I'm gonna
just like
stop
chill.
cussing.
Just
Yeah.
chill out. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to go back and ask the question about the Go 90 app.
Yeah.
So is that like a Netflix where they have to approve the? Is it more like a Netflix or
content?
more like a YouTube in the sense of does the
I think
show
it's more
need
like
to be
Netflix.
approved
Yeah, I think you
and accepted?
I think I can actually show you
Yeah.
what the app looks like here. I keep hitting this thing. Let's see. So it's this. This is what it looks like. I don't know. There's a lot of cameras here. There. And then they have all different kinds of shows. It started out with kind of a sports. They had like a lot of football
Okay.
shows, which is
Right
great.
up your alley.
And which is perfect for me. And then now they have like a bunch of really, I know Zach and Mia, I have a friend in that. It's supposed to be really, really cool.
Huh.
But they're just like these little,
So it essentially is like it's a
basically,
Netflix.
yeah, it's like
So
a
you
tiny
can pull
Hulu
that
or
up
Netflix.
on your
Yeah.
laptop too and stream and stuff. Sweet.
But
But
remember how
for
Hulu was kind of like what the hell was Hulu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of us, same thing with Netflix. I remember Netflix. It was just like a bunch of
Netflix was-
stuff, and it both just popped. So this could be something.
Yeah.
I just think that's where it's all going to go. We were talking even last night. I was watching. Like we watched Nick at Night, like Friends and 2.5 Men
Yeah.
at Night.
You were telling us about Friends for so long.
Yeah, I
love it now.
Oh, do you? Wait, that's right. You guys never really
Never
watched
watched
Friends,
it.
and now you watch it.
Yeah.
Do you appreciate
I've
it?
probably
So
seen. I've only repeated one episode, so I mean, I've seen probably like, not all of them, but probably like. a
But
lot
just
of them.
about. Don't you just connect to it on a spiritual level? Like it's. Can we just acknowledge how it's still funny 20 years later?
Yeah.
That's writing
Yeah.
talent. It's
Special.
still relatable, even though their outfits don't they're clearly 90s style. You can't relate to anything other than the dialogue and the situations. It's still relevant.
They're physical, not physical comedy, but
Yes,
just their
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 choices.
delivery,
Yeah.
their choices, like Matthew Perry is like.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
Chandler is the most, and Ross too, because Ross is
Yeah,
so annoying,
yeah.
but you also get him on
Yeah.
like a guttural level, like
Totally.
his dorky.
We enjoy it. It's a great way to unwind before you go to bed.
Yeah.
Just mindless entertainment.
And
But
to do-
anyways.
but yeah, what I was saying is that I'm so obsessed with YouTube or Facebook nowadays that we could raise money and shoot a 21-minute episode and just
Yeah.
release it on YouTube
Yeah,
and just do it on your own,
Yep.
you know.
absolutely. I'm
With
actually in the
everything,
middle of
'cause
doing
you're-
that right now.
Yeah?
Really?
Kind of, yeah. Royce, his friend Rory wrote this like 60-page pilot about YouTube famous people and YouTube famous gay guys and kind of like a look into that world. And they asked me to play Royce's character's best friend that used to date him and is like still in love with him. So I thought, this would be a
Yeah.
fun thing to do. And we've been shooting that last weekend and this weekend.
Fun.
And
So
he
releasing
just,
on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what they'll do.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where it's all going.
if
Really.
anybody picks it up.
Yeah, because I think that's before that's what we really wanted. Even when we shot like Addicts back in the
Yeah.
day, is like
We
you want
could
it
have had
picked
an
up,
outlet
but
like
it's
this.
like, but nowadays and that's why we're putting this on YouTube, and we want to put it obviously the audio on iTunes if someone's listening to it on iTunes, but it's on YouTube as well because we want to continue to build a subscriber list. Because once you get enough subscribers, you can get enough advertising, and even if you can produce, say it's $5,000 a month in ad revenue,
Yeah.
that's enough to shoot probably a low budget episode of something if you pull a lot of favors. But ideally, if you can get like 100, 200, 300,000 subscribers,
Yeah.
you'll make enough to produce your own show and just continue to drive that advertising. And this way, we won't have a boss, and we can get back to that creative.
Absolutely. I almost think about putting Addicts, like pitching it again to like Go 90 shows or like Go 90 platforms just to see.
Yeah, and for
you know what I
anyone
mean?
listening who doesn't know,
Oh, yeah.
we did Addicts Anonymous, a show or web series Freddie wrote.
Click on the link on the bottom left.
To go
No?
see it.
Does that
Yeah,
work?
no. But
Yeah,
we all
me-
got to act in it, and Hugh played Gary Goldberg, who is
Oh
by
my
far
god, brilliant.
my favorite character.
So funny.
What was
He was
like
my
one of
favorite
his
I've ever
favorite
played.
lines?
Oh no.
Go to the core, nerd.
No. It has to be deep within. You know what? They need to go to the core nerve and think about what they did. You know, the core.
I love to be deep inside
Each and every one of my students.
Seriously, Google this, guys, because
It was actually really
Freddie's
funny.
the greatest, yeah.
Really funny
It
and
just-
creative.
And I
just didn't
think
have the
about it
marketing.
more because it was myself and 3 other guys who like created it, and we've done the 2.0 version because we did it for no money. We went to How do you say that school?
Loyola Marymount.
Yeah.
And just pretended we were students there, and we just completely shot the whole thing for free when we were how old?
We were young.
Like 21?
22.
And so we just went to the school, shot these episodes, released it, and then we got a lot of buzz within our community, and we're like, let's raise money. So then we went to Kickstarter in 2013, raised $52,000,
Unbelievable.
and just don't get me excited. I think about addicts a lot.
I
Like it pops in my
know.
mind like every 6
It was
months.
one
Where
of
I'm
the
like,
projects
because
that
now
you-
I feel like with
It's special. That's a special one.
with all the social media, with all the advertising we could
So
do, we
many-
could do it
yes.
so right now and just call in.
Well,
Basically,
and
we just-
addictions have never been higher.
Oh, there's a lot. Well, and that's the other thing with nowadays. Like we have to, and we did it tastefully. Like we
Yes.
never made it. We never were like demon. You know, we.
No.
But it was Addicts Anonymous, which is basically like a group of. It's like a detention at a college
Yeah.
where if you get caught, like
These aren't like severely.
we made light of like
Yeah.
addictions, and so
I
I
mean,
think
not really though. I don't think any of these kids really had these addictions.
No.
They just got in
Gary
trouble
just
for
deemed
doing
them
something
as-
stupid. Yes, and so
Yeah.
that was where the lighthearted jokiness was. Where you're not taking somebody who's like,
yeah,
except for maybe Todd, for
Yeah.
sure had
Oh,
OCD.
yeah.
But other than that, that's
Yeah, it's just there's just a light way to look at it, but I think it's endless. Like you can write, and like the fact that we can smile about
I know.
all those bits and just
Oh,
and I'm older.
Yes.
Like it makes more sense being 30 now that
dude.
and I'm a little heavier. Because when I was first playing Gary at 21, I was like 150 pounds. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't really make that much sense. But as
Right.
I've gotten older and goobier, I think it's really gonna make
That's a technical
Bolder
term.
and goobier.
yeah, it's gonna be Gary. But I have my little glasses on, my polos,
Oh
and
my, you.
It
he
was
loves his
amazing.
dad so much.
Gary,
Yes, yes. Oh my God, that's right.
Gary could have a sciatica problem now.
Which I do, yeah.
Oh,
That's why I'm sitting like this, because I like have to stretch my sciatic nerve. It cramps up where I have to like pull my jeans when I get into a car and pull my leg up because my
The other day, usually in life, he'll do bits for me because he knows I'll laugh at it. But I was inside at Togo's and he was outside setting the trays down. And he goes to sit down and he doesn't even know I'm watching. And he's full on just like, ow.
Oh no!
My
Painful.
poor babe.
Where's
So-
your sciatic? Where's
it's like a nerve right
your
here. Anyway, when you hit 30, ladies and gentlemen,
dude? That's a real thing. I have nerve damage in my arm, so this is as high as I can lift my arm now.
good.
Like
Still catch a
forever. I could OBJ it still, but it's only
And
from the
dunk.
side, and I can side dunk. But I can't. Like that's how high you should be able to raise your hand, and I can only do because my scapula wings out because I'm old. No, I have nerve damage from Juju pulling my
Aw, 'cause
arm.
she's so strong.
Yeah, and
How
so
much does Juju weigh?
like 85, 90 pounds.
Wow.
And only in the last year did we get like a harness. So for 4
I remember
years it
walking
was
her with you before.
and
I
it
was
would really
like,
jerk. And
Yeah, so he ripped the nerve, my thoracic nerve. He's damaged it. So now for the rest of my life, I can't lift my arm all the way up.
does he still like eat and then immediately go outside and like
Eat, fat dump, back inside on the couch, snore, time to get up and pee, eat, fat dump. It's kind of his,
his routine?
his
Big
routine.
Juju.
Benji's
like
behaving
Benji.
right now, which is good.
Benji's be so good.
What do you do at Orange Theory? What is-
I'm obsessed with Orange Theory. It's there's a line of treadmills and a line of rowers behind them, and then there's like 15 treadmills, 15 rowers, and 15 little workout stations with a bench and the rope things that I'm not
The
great
rope
with
things?
the technical
Doing a great job.
stuff. The TRX bands
Oh,
or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
and weights and Bosu balls, and you just alternate.
So you'll do a
between-
treadmill for like what? Like
So-
you run or
Yeah, so but the coach you wear a heart monitor so you can see how many where you want your heart to be in like they call it the orange zone.
Yeah.
For 12 minutes of the class, and so you can watch and like motivate yourself to run faster. So you go from the green zone to the orange zone.
okay.
And so they've come up with some formula where you continue to burn calories if you keep your heart in this orange zone. I don't know the technicalities, but
Yeah.
all I know is that it's amazing, and you like cut down so fast.
We
Well,
talked
you
about
look
going.
great.
Thank
So,
you.
it's
I don't really eat.
I was checking myself in the mirror. I feel like the lights are making me hot. I'm a little red, but
All
I'm
right.
not sweating, which
You're
is
looking
fine.
good.
Yeah.
So then, what is up next for you? What's up for Miss Molly?
Queen of the South season 3 is coming out June 21st.
Heck yeah!
So, and it's gonna be really crazy.
Can we talk about the fight or no? Because
Yeah, I don't.
probably not. Cool.
Probably. I mean, I would love to. I mean, I have some really cool scenes with Remy Ma
Yes.
and MC
Yes.
Light, who are two rap legends who I am obsessed with. So the fact that I got to work with them was so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be a shit show this
Hey,
year.
I love that.
In the best way,
Yeah.
in the way that a crime, drug drama show
and
can be.
You've done that, what, 2 seasons now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
gosh.
I know. I'm so.
And your character is, like, definitely a fun character to play, I'd imagine.
Yes.
What's she like?
Well, she started out as like a Dallas housewife, lawyer, very intelligent, but she kind of let the man take over.
Right.
As we, sometimes do, especially in the South. And, but yeah, so, he started sleeping with the head of the cartel, so I had to kill him. And Teresa helped me
Fun.
clean that up, and
Oh my
we went on the
gosh.
run. And now this season, we're just kind of continuing the drug business and
Wow.
helping each other do that.
Cool.
And, having some obstacles come after us along the way.
And
Obstacles.
They haven't told me what I can say. What I can't say.
you got this.
It's always hard to you can't talk about what it's gonna be.
So
So,
tune
wonder
in
if we
then,
can-
right?
Yes,
So you can see
yes, June 21st
On what station?
on USA.
USA.
And while we're we can even put that up in post too. But do you want what's your Instagram or anything else? That
Oh,
you'd like
yeah.
for people to find you.
Yeah, my Instagram is Molly Burnett. I just how you
Oh.
spell my name. And then,
Perfect.
do people don't tweet anymore? Do they?
A lot do.
A lot
That's still a thing.
I never really got
I still
into
have
it.
a Twitter. That's just Molly Dolly, but
Molly
Dolly
Dolly.
has 2 Y's. Cause YOLO. So that's
good, very good.
those are my social medias, and then don't go on Facebook because most of them are fake anyway. So
I feel super blessed lately. There was a time when there was some hate,
yeah,
but knock on wood, it's been
Everyone's been really rad.
extremely
Really
positive.
awesome.
Response lately. But I also think I was brand new to the whole world of
Yeah.
who are strangers hitting you up on this social media platform, because
Yeah.
in 2011 it was still
Yeah,
so
brand new.
and I was kind of new to but now I encourage it. If you have something negative, if it's something constructive,
yeah,
if someone's hey, Freddie gained some weight or something, I'm yeah, that's true. That's just you don't need to say that, but that's not block worthy. But if someone's a real dick,
Oh, yeah.
it's so easy to block,
post
and it
anything
feels so
about
good.
Trump,
You're just
and then see what happens. Anything for or against, you'll have both sides will come after you.
We can be here for 3 hours on the topic with Molly Burnett.
We're
giving you such a hard time. Where are we going one day? This was before the election happened.
It was my birthday,
Yes.
and we were with Andrea, and we were in the Uber.
And we were just Trump, just getting under your.
just trying to just fucking with me. Yep.
dinner. Oh, I
Yeah.
remember
Well,
that.
it's hard.
It's so-
I just. But I also the irony is that my dad has taught me to know about both sides.
Sure.
And I think that's so important because where we're at right now politically, the left refuses to acknowledge the right and the right refuses to acknowledge the left. So we're never going to get anything done if we just scream at each other and say the other person is wrong.
Has that always been that way though?
Yes, of
Yeah.
course. When Kennedy was president, and the Democrats, they called them Dixiecrats. They were actually the racist, very closed-minded
Huh.
group, political group.
Actually, I have read that. I have heard that. And they kind of flipped it.
It totally
Yeah.
flipped, and it kind of flipped with the Kennedys. But yeah, absolutely. We've always, but that's, and Obama said this beautifully. You want two parties that are very strong. Even if you're a Democrat, you don't want a weak Republican Party. If you're a Republican, you don't want a weak Democratic Party. You want both parties to be strong so that you can have both sides of the table. And as wonderful and amazing as Obama was, and I miss him every single day, there was still 50% of our country that felt forgotten.
Yeah.
While he was in office. Yeah. And so now you're watching that 50% voted in Trump, and he kind of conned everybody, I believe, into, hoping that he'll be the right choice, because he's not a politician, and we're learning that that's probably not the best. But
there was a video. Do you know who Simon Sinek is?
That
I think you might
familiar.
recognize
I'm
him
sure,
if you heard his
yeah.
stuff. But he's he kind of predicted it like 6 months before Trump won. And there's a video. I don't know where it is right now. I can look it up on YouTube. But he basically was saying that for 10 years. Like it was all a big marketing thing where people they wanted outside of the machine. They wanted an outsider, an outsider, but that was the narrative for like 10 years. And here comes Trump, who's the biggest outsider.
Yep.
And that's just the kind of way that it was going. And like when you look back and just hear all these people talking about these things, and I think that's where, because I haven't really been into politics that much, but I'm super interested in it now just because of everything going on in the world.
Because we get older too. The older you get, the more you're interested in like why our country is doing the things it's doing. Because you're just more aware of, you're not a kid anymore, and you're not like tunnel vision. You sit back and you want to like see what's happening and if we're gonna die of nuclear holocaust or not.
Yeah, you're just like interested, but I'm just super open-minded. Like that's why I'm always, like you said, I think it's great that people are strong on each side.
Yeah.
But I also just feel too, it's like I'm super open-minded that if you disagree with something, like if we're like, you're like, yes, global warming, I'm like, no global warming, or vice versa, like we can debate it, but people get so heated.
We're not listening.
Why not just like, well, let's see. And I said this at another podcast too, but I was like, I just wish that the country there'd be like whether it's the president or someone else gets a big dry erase board, goes up on stage and goes, all right, so this shooting happened. Yeah. Let's write down all the things we could possibly do, and let's try to talk this out. Like, I feel like we never hear what's really being discussed. They just come out, say a speech, and we're just kind of, and then it's two sides. You turn on the news, it's one side going, guns in schools and no guns in schools, or no guns.
You turn on CNN and you hear them yelling at this, and you turn on Fox and you hear them yelling at this, and then Fox will have a CNN guy and they'll just be attacking him, and CNN will have a Fox guy and they'll be attacking him or her. And that's just kind of, we just yell at each other. And I think anybody that's rooting for Trump to do bad, I understand, because he's the most infuriating person on the planet, but you shouldn't be rooting for him to fail, because he's got the nuclear codes. Like, we gotta, I don't, it's just fascinating. But even Trump, when he was calling out the Congress about gun control, and he's saying you're afraid of the NRA, he kind of got in there and was a disruptor, and that like I feel like for me personally at least that he deserves a tiny little attaboy for that, because that's progress. But I just think it's so fascinating. I was thinking about this. I'm watching the Pope on CNN. Do you guys watch that? Probably. It's about Catholicism and the Pope back in the 1400s. When the printing press came out, the only people that had access to the Bible was the Pope. And so he said what the Word of God was, and everybody just bought it, right? And then the printing press came out, and everybody got a copy of the Bible, and that's when all of these little branches of religions popped out, because people are like, wait a minute, you said that Moses did this, but I'm reading it right now, and I don't think that at all. And so it kind of freaked everybody out, and the Pope kind of started losing power, and I feel like that's what, all these years later, history is repeating itself with social media. And where it used to be, we only hear what's on NBC, CBS, and ABC, and then you had a bunch of networks, and now you have 24-hour news cycles, and now you have social media. So it used to be one person was telling you everything, and now you have millions of people giving you information, and you're watching history repeat itself again.
But do you think it's a good thing that we have? I think it's a good thing that we have all these outlets.
Absolutely, sure.
Because this way we can sit here and for costs nothing to put
Yeah.
it on YouTube
Yeah.
or on anything and get our opinions out there and people listening to open up their minds if it's something that and that's why I watch like Joe Rogan. I love his podcast. I don't know if you ever watched his podcast,
Yes.
but like it just, you leave with an open mind just going, wow, I never thought about stem cells.
Sure.
Before. I never thought about, this or that or this or that. So
Now the question is, how do you get people who aren't your demographic to watch your stuff? Because you watch CNN and you see these very creative commercials about an apple not being a banana or an orange. No matter how much you want it to be an orange or a banana, it's an apple and you should have facts first. And while that's amazing, everyone on CNN already, and anybody tuning into CNN already believes that. And that message is lost on the viewers of CNN because we're on the same side. So how do you get the other side?
I just think, though, it's agree to disagree, because even with Twitter, you see all of these students from Stoneman Douglas. Crazy enough, that's my alma mater. I don't know if
Where
know.
you went to high school. Yeah, holy
crazy.
shit.
But some of these kids, like Emma Gonzalez, David Hogg, they have like way more followers than NRA, and they're just so involved.
And they're
and
so
it's-
savvy.
Yes,
They're so savvy.
beyond. But like that school really just sets kids up to be able to go out and do this kind of thing. But they're taking all of these platforms to, speak their voice and make change. And it's crazy because, like you said, it's kind of a history of repeating itself.
Yeah.
And it's
Well, dude,
real.
oh my gosh. I remember asking my dad, like, I was like, it's so scary right now. Has it ever been this scary? And he just starts laughing and he's like, Molly, in the 60s with the Cold War and the Bay of Pigs and the Civil Rights Movement and JFK being assassinated, and then a couple of years later Martin Luther King Jr. being assassinated, like, you think it's scary then. We had a constant threat of nuclear warfare going on, and inside our country was so tumultuous because we were split down the center between equal rights. And so it's although it feels very scary to us, it's not quite as, if you've experienced it and you
put
can
in
take
perspective of
put it in
everything that's
perspective.
happening.
This is the world
This is
we
just-
live in.
This is the world, and
Yeah.
we're just aware of it now
Yeah.
because of social media.
Yep.
But I think, and to answer your question too, I think what we're doing, we don't have 1 million followers yet, but we do have a voice and we do have an
Yeah.
audience. So maybe there's someone's like, oh, like I like Freddie, or I like Alyssa, I like Molly, I like another guest. Like, let me just tune in because we promoted it, and they're like, oh, let me watch. And then they might hear something that you said and go, I really like her point of view. And then they start following you, and that's how people can start hearing. So I think the more people who have a platform, a voice, or even if they don't have a platform, you can slowly build one and be heard. So I just think it's going to be, I'd say give it 5 years, 10 years. I think there will be so many podcasts, so many. I mean, how many YouTube
it's
channels
gonna
are
be
there?
huge.
And
There are
then it's just
really
going to be
popular.
fighting to see because you can't consume, I can't consume 20 people, but you can consume certain,
Favorites.
and we watch more on Instagram and YouTube now. I mean, we have our shows on TV that we'll watch, and we fall asleep to Nick at Night, like we said.
Of course, yeah.
But for the most
Yeah,
part,
that's-
we like our reality shows, and we
Yeah,
we
you
watch
guys
stuff.
watching the Jersey Shore?
We did.
Yes,
Okay,
girl.
Will and I watched it last night.
We haven't seen that one yet, but it's
Oh
okay.
yeah, so don't we watched the first
I
one.
won't spoil anything for you guys. Not that it's really
I can
anything too
imagine.
pivotal is happening because the situation's sober now. But we'll watch it and just be like, also though, what are we doing with our lives? Because we're consuming, and it's so good.
It's so good.
But it's so you watch it and you watch Snooki at 32 as a mom, like doing body shots, and
She's
you're just
doing
like,
her.
what has happened so bad in my life that I need to be, but you still enjoy it.
mindless. And it's crazy to watch what all of these, reality stars have done with that platform.
Yes, that's what's so fascinating.
They
Snooki's
are
got 10 million Instagram
killing
followers.
it.
She's set for life.
Yes, if
She
she
monetizes
utilizes
that and
it,
does
yeah.
that, But I was watching the preview where she was getting arrested. Was it like a flashback?
It's a
And her
flashback.
glasses were down at the edge of her nose. She's like, I'm a good person. It's just funny.
It's so entertaining.
good.
It's so entertaining.
I'm so happy it came back. We watch Vanderpump Rules.
Okay.
And we watch The Challenge on MTV.
Okay.
It's amazing.
You would love The Challenge.
I feel like I would.
badass.
Will and I watch Bar Rescue.
I've seen
seen
episodes
that,
of
yeah.
it.
Great.
it's good.
And that whoever the
good.
main guy of that is, very intense.
Yes.
And also it makes me really nervous to go to bars now because you see
a lot of shit,
like how
right?
much. But then it's also I don't know. I'm not. Yeah. But we watch Bar Rescue and Jersey Shore.
As you should.
Do you watch Shark Tank?
On and off, not like religiously, like we do with Bar Rescue, but
Jersey Shore. That's
Shore.
TiVoed, but Shark Tank will catch on the.
like if it's on. But honestly, Shark Tank is probably what we should be watching if we're gonna be watching reality
Mix
TV.
and match, you know?
But
I like it. I enjoy it all. Anything
What
to get
about
that
the
escape.
singing competitions? We didn't watch them for years, but we now are kind of obsessed with them.
my dad is
Voice.
obsessed with The Voice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's good.
he'll skip football games to watch The Voice. So that's where he's at in life.
That a
Sorry,
boy,
Dad.
Voice is
Papa
great.
Burnett.
Roseanne is great. Did you ever see Roseanne?
Yes, I watched the pilot, and I had a couple of friends who were really upset about the viewpoint that Roseanne had, and I had to bitch slap them a little bit because it's like, listen, this is why Hollywood is hated too, because you can't
don't
just show
show.
one.
Yeah.
Friends is wonderful, but that is one slice of what our country is about.
Yeah.
Roseanne covers like
A whole
55%
nother,
of our country, and they should have something to watch and enjoy and that they relate to. And what's important about Roseanne is we've all got Trump supporters in our lives or Hillary supporters in our lives, and you it's about figuring out how to still coexist
Yeah.
and be happy with each other.
Totally.
And hearing people's point of views, and they really do
Yes.
touch on a lot of different things, but they leave you with a, like, they're speaking their minds,
Yes.
but they're also not, like
Right.
you said, hard left, hard right. They're
not stuffing it down your
but
throat.
they're also bringing it up because there are people who, like you said, that relate, and it's just all the viewpoints, and that's the thing that bugs me the most is that people are so aggressive. And it's like the people that you're like hating. I hate Republicans. I hate Democrats. It's like those are the people who are like cooking your food, who are teaching your kids, who are flying your airplanes, who are working on, like, we're all family here, and we all agreed to go vote, and whoever wins wins. Like, it wasn't like it, you know. And
Yep.
So.
And yet we just have that's one of the things that frustrates me with Hollywood is wonderful and progressive as and amazing and influential as it is. There's also a high horse that I feel like Hollywood sits on, and Roseanne is such a necessary show.
Yeah.
agree.
And I'm really proud to see that air for what it's worth.
I enjoy it. It's just a good mix. 'Cause if you watch
Yeah.
like Idol, The Voice, or like Vanderpump and like Jersey Shore is like similar. You throw Roseanne
We
into
get
the mix.
excited on
Yeah.
certain nights. We're like, ooh, our shows are on.
Same with Will and I. We get really Jersey Shore night. It is a good night.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
watch
Especially
the
when football
challenge.
season's off.
You
Well, I need
will love
to.
it.
Well,
I
we
need
gotta
to.
wait till the next season starts
Next
because they're
season.
just
They're
on
doing the
Tuesdays the
pros.
last of who won. But it's like the coolest thing. It's just like a bunch of like people in a house who like party and then go do these like insane challenges,
Great.
and they chase like 100 to a million or 100,000 to $1 million, and
Great.
it's the same cast for the most part. Like they'll bring in new people,
Okay.
but you start falling in love with the cast and like who's
Right.
really good or who's like a champ and all of that, and it's just like really fun. It combines
Awesome.
partying and like
Great.
sports. I mean,
Great. I'm in.
That's like-
Both
Done,
those
done,
things
and
sounds
done.
amazing.
Brian, can you grab me a paper towel?
What you doing over there?
I have this chapstick in my pocket and it melted, and now it feels like I just put a swab of Vaseline on my mouth.
That's
Thanks,
nice.
brother.
That's nice.
Let's give it up for Brian Lamb, everyone.
Hey, thank you,
In the
Brian.
house.
He's just over there,
Running the show.
just running the show.
So, well, one last thing I wanted to ask you about. You have another movie you did, The Man in the Attic,
Oh yeah.
which I think is so cool and so interesting. I don't know if you know about this, but can you kind of tell him a little bit about what it
Yeah.
is?
I
and
actually heard a little
when
bit about
comes
it.
out?
But you know what?
Yeah. No,
When can we see this? Because it seems so cool. The
I
photos
mean,
I saw.
We'll see. Hopefully, I don't know what they're gonna do with it. Hopefully sooner than later.
Great.
But it's about this true story. So this was like the biggest story in the 20s. Like the biggest story, and you don't know about it now because it's 2018.
There wasn't
Nobody
Twitter, yeah.
cares, yeah. But this woman was married to this very wealthy textile guy, and he used to like kind of abuse her, and she fell in love with this young sewing machine repairman and convinced him to stay in her attic, to live in her attic. Like while her husband would go to work and he'd come down and they'd do stuff, and husband would come home and he'd run upstairs to the attic and write romance novels. And so for like 8 years he did this. And
Oh my gosh.
yeah, and
Crazy.
yeah, it's a totally true story. And he became a romance novelist. But 8 years go by, and my character's husband got really physical. So my lover runs downstairs and kills him. And we take the insurance money. We pretend like it was a robbery and take the insurance money and move to LA. And but my character uses her sexuality, and so she goes too far, and all this madness ensues. But yeah, they called him the Batman. Like in the tabloids, because he became this big romance novel writer, and he had lived in this woman's attic for like 8 years.
It's so crazy the stories that are out there that
There's
happened
so
in
many.
the past. I mean, it's unbelievable.
There's so many amazing stories that we could write.
When you first told me about that, I was like, what?
When I read it, I was like, what
This
the
is crazy.
like this woman did what? And then you look it up, and Dolly Ostrike was her name. She totally
Did you
just
film that in LA?
Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we shot it in Atlanta.
You had such cool wardrobe too.
Which,
The
oh my
princess
gosh,
on,
it was the
hair.
cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it
loved
was
it.
the coolest. It was crazy because it was fast, so we had to move really fast. A lot of wigs and just. But it
Couple
was
takes.
Yeah,
You're used to that.
yeah.
Crazy.
And then Kevin Fontaine played my character's lover. And Melora
Right.
Walters, who I'm obsessed with, is a phenomenal actress. She was the director. And David Fierro played my husband, who is great. He's on, oh my gosh, what is that show?
That show.
Oh crap, I'm totally blank. Peaky Blinders?
I have heard of
Peaky
that.
Blinders?
Peaky Blinders.
I think so.
Right?
Peaky Blinders.
I think.
Yeah.
With
know.
Hardy.
Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
I heard about it, but I haven't
There's
checked it out yet.
There's 1 billion shows on to watch.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, there are.
and we watch Jersey Shore. There's like millions and billions of dollars put into these amazing stories, like
We're
Handmaid's
watching
Tale and
Jersey.
Stranger Things, and I'm like, Jersey Shore,
Bar Rescue.
Bar Rescue,
I watched
Bachelor, Friends again,
And
The
again.
Office again, Family Guy. I just watched
Family
Family
Guy.
Guy.
is
That reminded me
our
of you.
This is what I do now.
Oh my god, every time I watch Family Guy, I think of Freddie just laughing for just something that Stewie said.
Yep.
I just relate to Peter Griffin. Like,
Yes!
he has these new ideas every episode. Like, what's that on your shoulder, Peter? It's a falcon. I have a falcon now.
I have a falcon now.
And,
Why? I don't know. It just works.
Yeah, every
It's such a
time.
great
But we
show.
watch those instead of like all these new.
Hey.
You know what's really good if you want to watch
Yeah.
a Netflix show is 7 Seconds.
What?
It's really, really good.
That's like my attention span.
You would like it. Look it
Yeah.
up for sure.
Great. What's it
Yeah.
about? What's the? I'm
Um,
just gonna.
there's a
Can I tap you guys off here?
oh yeah. No, there's a police officer who runs over a African American boy in the park.
Oh,
who's
I heard
15,
about that.
And they
Was
like
you
cut-
good?
Yeah, thank you.
it is just a show that you watch and
I
you're
heard
just
it was really
like it was one of those shows where
profound.
we were watching one day till
Great.
like 2 a.m. and I went to bed excited to like wake up to finish the last 2 episodes. You know where you can almost like you're like I need
I
to
haven't
sleep.
felt like that in a minute.
And the actors on it are so
Who's
good.
in it?
Man, I wish I knew.
Yeah.
Just some
Great.
I'm sure
Even
there's
better.
amazing. I no one that I like recognize, but I'm sure they're
Even
like
better.
awesome.
Who's the detective guy? He's hysterical.
I don't know, but it's
You would really enjoy it. Check it
you
out.
like hate the characters, like the characters. It's good. I saw Jessica
Great.
Jones. I caught up on that. That's
Okay.
pretty dope.
Is that?
I haven't seen that.
That's the one with the
Kristen
chick.
Ritter.
Yeah. And she's a superhero, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a dream.
She plays an alcoholic superhero.
Yes, that is the actual dream character for me. Is me an alcoholic superhero.
Get it, girl. Get it.
Well, the one mistake we made is we didn't look at what time we started. Brian, do you know how long we've been going?
Probably about 10. We're in the 35 minutes, I think.
Oh, okay. So we can rock and roll for
Yeah.
another. Yeah, yep. So we'll do let's do like 10, 15 more minutes.
Love it.
And this way, but
Great.
we're gonna put a little clock up here so we know like
Yeah,
let's
we
do an
should.
hour. But as long as these actually are able to hold up, like the audio and everything that we're
Yeah.
doing, it's like if we're just like kicking it with someone, and that's what I love about Joe Rogan. Like sometimes it's like 59 minutes, sometimes it's 3.5 hours. Like I'm don't know if we'll go 3.5 hours,
I
but
mean, we
I
could.
can talk. We could, yeah.
We could.
We've got the alcohol.
But, so, what about music? Have you guys been keeping up with?
Just downloaded Invasion of Privacy.
Oh yeah, we
Great.
did.
What'd you think? Have you haven't
We
heard
enjoyed
it?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
listened
yeah,
to
of course.
it?
We
Okay,
listened to
great.
it. Yeah, we because like during our walk and run, I've been just like
Yeah.
Drip, amazing.
Drip's great.
Bickenhead.
Be careful. I like too.
Be
Be
Careful's
careful.
good. I
Guys
like
don't
it.
like Be Careful. You like it?
I just like
the
this. I
beat
just like
of
this.
it.
I just like the
It's
song.
amazing.
Yeah.
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 Have you heard Drake's new song?
We were just talking
Yeah,
about this the
something
other
nice.
day.
Nice for what? Have you heard it?
Like I did,
Just
but
in
I
the
can't
car, but
remember.
not like
Yeah.
focused on.
Oh
his
my
lyrics.
god, have you seen the music video?
No.
Oh my god, you haven't? Drake is so brilliant. It is a female empowerment like nice for what? So I have a lot of fun things I can tell you guys about this song. So should I like play it and so you guys can hear it?
No, because we'll get
'Cause you
flagged
can't
on
hear it.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So, nice for what is basically saying like, why are you being nice to these guys that are all dogs? It's basically the circle of what that song was. And Drake is so brilliant. He appropriates all different kinds of cultures, but he he does it in such a way that he's respecting the culture, so you're never offended. Like this song is a complete ripoff of Louisiana Bounce with Big Frida, and you guys are like, yeah, for sure. And but he, yeah, for sure. But he does it in such a way that like he respects this culture every time. Like he'll do a Canadian thing or a Jamaican thing or ting as he says, but you just like buy it because he just like puts it on a pedestal. But the music video has like Olivia Wilde and Tracy Ellis Ross and Issa Rae and all these like badass chicks, and it's basically this like female empowerment, which is what Drake's really good at.
I love him.
He's
Ironically.
just one after another for a decade.
Just for
Look Alive is like such a banger. I love that.
Is he the GOAT though? Can we just talk like
Yeah.
how
yeah.
much longer does he have to? Well, because then you have people that are like, well, no, absolutely not. Biggie and Tupac and Jay-Z and like there's such a line of history, Nas and Tribe Called Quest, and how do you But I think as far as being relevant consistently, because everybody can ride a wave. Fetty Wap was hot for a year, for an entire summer, but then he didn't continue it. So how many people besides like
so consistent.
Drake, because even if you look at like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, I know like in Big Sean, but they've been relevant for a while. But
Drake's another
every single song.
Every single
is
one.
just and
Yeah.
on point, and all his features and is that what you call him, a feature?
Yeah.
He's,
Every single he's got, every feature he's
God's
got, every
Plan came out. I'm just like,
and
the
that's
music
what Drake
video's
does. Yes, he puts 2 songs out.
great. I was just laughing at the music video. I love God's
so
Plan.
good.
Oh, so it's amazing. I texted it to my dad, and my dad 5 minutes later, or Will texted it to dad, and 5 minutes later wrote back, "Thank God for Drake." So like he reaches people that aren't even
I love that.
like he's just so the only person I put close to him is Ye. Because Kanye's been able to like every time Kanye drops something, it's incredible. But it's even Drake's more relatable than Kanye. I wouldn't even
Yeah. Oh my
I
gosh.
love
yeah.
Kanye. I've disconnected from his music a little.
really.
His beginning stuff.
I feel like
just
back in the day,
love.
his like Good
His
Life
first 3
and
yes.
all
Yeah.
that. I really maybe it was just that
Graduation
time
Day.
in my life, but like even now, like there's some like
It's really good. It's just very artsy-esque.
He's
He's doing his own thing. You know what you would like is, have you ever heard the show called Rapture on Netflix?
Yes. No. Has that come out yet?
Yeah, we watched quite a few of them.
Logic's.
Pretty
We
dope.
watched Logic.
I was just gonna say
G-Eazy.
Logic and Jeezy are in the pilot, right?
Yeah.
I just
Or
didn't know if
they're
it was
separate.
out yet.
They're
Oh,
each
they're
episodes,
separate.
but we watched both of theirs. We watched 2 Chainz.
Yeah.
That one was good. I think those are the only 3.
Who
we
watched 2 Chainz?
We watched 2 Chainz.
He's so great.
Logic has an incredible story.
I'm sure.
He's so amazing.
I'm sure.
So
Well,
inspirational.
he's got that song about suicide prevention too. That like you can just tell that he's
I don't know. I became a huge fan of him.
Same, because I didn't know much about him.
I was a fan of his music, but when you actually hear his story and just
Yeah.
like there's a point in it where he is just like crying. He's like so happy with his success because he had never like thought about like he's been moving so fast that when he said out loud all the stuff he like was just so
So
happy.
happy.
And I don't think
Genuine
I've seen
tears.
someone in real life like crying happy tears. Like how often do you see
my
where
gosh,
someone's
it
like
makes me
crying
cry.
Yeah.
happy tears and like over and over and can't catch their breath, and it was like such a genuine
Yeah.
moment. But then you hear about his upbringing and like Check it out. It's really
It's
good.
also
I've
really
been dying to watch
crazy
it.
how he met his wife. Do you know anything about that?
No.
Basically, he was watching a movie, right? He saw an extra in the movie and goes, ooh, she's cute. Looked her up on IMDb. Then somehow IMDb brought up another chick's page and he goes, ooh, this girl's pretty. Let me find her on Twitter. Then he goes on Twitter, looks her up, looks at all of her posts, is scrolling, and finds a photo of this chick with
a
another
girlfriend,
chick.
with her friend.
And he goes, oh no, I like this chick. So he finds her, looks at all of her tweets, has fallen in love, and just slides right into that DM. And they met.
That's what I'm hoping happens for me on Queen. When Remy Ma's on one of the episodes, I hope one of y'all, like J. Cole maybe, or something.
Slide into Molly Burnett's DM.
This Cinco de Mayo is going to be the 8th year anniversary of when we first kissed as friends. It was on Cinco de Mayo.
We were together. It took way longer, but
We were
Right, I
friends.
know.
you know.
And everyone was supposed to come to my place and like kick it, and like everyone bailed, and it
Yeah.
was just me and Alyssa with like a 12-pack of beer and
Wheat beer, right?
It was wheat beer,
Yeah.
Good.
and we just got a little buzz on, and then we just started like
Great.
kissing, and then
And that was it.
And that was it. Yeah.
And that was it.
But that's what we like met you probably a year after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you
So I
went
started
to
the
days.
show in 2011.
That's right.
So we've known each other for 7 years, and we worked together in so much stuff,
So many things.
like on and off cameras, like just like
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And
then
we've been
Hiker-
through some shit.
Yeah, girl.
We've
I've
all
gone
been
through
through some
the-
shit. Yeah. Like real
Friends
friendship.
who grow together stay
Yes,
together, right?
in LA.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
if you can make it past the 2-year mark in LA, you're good.
Yeah.
to be able to pick up like, and that's what's interesting too for everyone. Like we've known each other, but like I mean, it's been probably like a year since we've like kicked it.
Yeah.
And this is like such a
Just
like
pick
how
right
we
up
it,
where we
it
left
feels
off.
like we just saw each other last
Right.
weekend. Like that is super rare.
It's a true
Yes.
friendship.
And
though.
you really, as you
Yes.
get older, start to realize, like, damn, like, and I was like so excited, like, and that's why I was so happy that when we were like doing this, I was like, I would love for Molly to be on one of the first ones we do at our house, just because
Yeah.
like we're gonna be getting all this stuff together, but having a guest that we're super comfortable with is gonna make it all so much easier, and like,
Yeah.
and when you build that, but that's because of all the things we've gone through together. I
Yes.
think if you have a relationship that's like you know each other at the gym, and that's the only where you know each other, you're really
Weird.
friends, but you don't share, like when you're actually in each other's lives and you've seen the crazy things and like
Yes.
the ups and downs, the goods, the bads, and
Listen,
that's how you build that.
there I can count on one hand how many people I would be excited to go talk on a podcast for. Maybe less than one hand, and it's basically you two and Rice.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. There's a few more. Not, I mean, but like
Thank you for
genuinely,
coming on,
of
though.
course,
It's
of
so
course.
easy to kick it with you.
Thank
Like,
you.
you're
Well,
the best.
likewise.
And we're so
Likewise.
proud of you, girl.
Thank
You're
you.
doing you.
It's really nice
I'm
when you see
working on
friends
it.
and talented people like yourself and just amazing and like go and crush it in life.
Thank you.
It's inspiring. 'Cause you
Thank
deserve it.
you.
You do.
Likewise.
Like it's never like a surprise when you're doing something new. I'm like, hell yeah,
course.
that's awesome. But I'm like, of course, like she's like awesome. Like
Thank
you're gonna,
you.
you know.
Guys.
Crush that.
And we gotta figure out a way to like spend more time together. Like
Yes.
have like Jersey Shore nights or something.
Yes.
Like
Oh my God. Can we?
that would be dope. But yeah, no, we gotta. I want to like we'll go grab like some food like soon, and we can. When's Will leave?
End of July.
Oh, okay.
I think-
he'll be here.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I literally will be by myself.
like, I'm
officially,
good.
So let's.
I'm here.
But like summer is here too, and like as you know, it's slow as fuck. So like I have nothing to do. So I'm
She's
gonna
going back
Slide
to the
into
DM
her
thing.
DMs.
Yeah.
She's looking for some
nothing
fun.
to
I'm
do.
just gonna start showing up here.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Great,
Get
perfect,
a pool.
great. See, I need to like. This is Jergens. It's not real.
You always rock it though.
Thank you.
Yes, I wouldn't even know.
We got some color from our walks,
Walks.
but
I was like, you look so tan. Alyssa's just like, I walked for 4 hours yesterday. And I was like, bitch, if I walked for 4 hours, I would be the color of his shirt right now. Freckled and just like bubbling and just like,
Oh,
I walked for 4
my.
hours. She's like, yeah, I walked for 4 hours. Just
I can
beautiful,
thank
perfect
Papa
tan.
Tabs for that.
but But awesome. Well, we love you and thank you so much
Love
for,
you.
for
And
coming
I
on.
love you.
real
guys.
quick, we usually like to end every show with just kind of a life tip or anything that maybe you're using right now.
You know the best thing you can do for yourself, like across the board, no question, the best thing you can do for yourself is drink water.
Done and done.
But that's a real thing. That's a real thing.
I know.
When you get stressed, your body dehydrates. When you're upset, you dehydrate. I got blood taken for just like, your annual. So they took my blood and she was like, oh, you're so hydrated. And I was like, oh, how did you know? She's like, your blood came out so quickly. It's so oxygenated. And it made me realize that if you have a lot of water in your system, your blood is able to move fluidly without your body or throughout your body. And so the best thing you can do for yourself is drink water.
I love that.
It sounds really simple, but people just don't do it. And we're 80% water.
I'm so aware of it. Like
Yeah.
with flying now.
Oh my
with-
gosh, yeah.
Like we
to.
buy gallons of water.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what every time I talk to my dad, the last thing he says, I love you, drink water.
Aw.
That's, because
Well, you hear
I
that,
love that.
ladies and gents? Drink your
Drink
water.
more
drink your water.
water.
Drink your water.
All right. Well, thank you, Molly Burnett.
Yeah,
Thank
We
you
love
so
you.
much. I love you guys.
Love you.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome.